Let's talk about Nekroz. Nekroz is powerful. Their power comes from their search. That's a whole lot of search. You can play the deck without searching, but that's basically saying, human, stop breathing. You could say that Nekroz's life force is the ability to search. Some people believe that all the deck does is summon Trishula. To the unfamiliar, I was one of those previously. Trishula is the power play of the deck. And I didn't understand how significant those cards were, at least in the OCG list. Talking about Manju, Senju, Unicorn, Preparation of Rites, until I played the deck without it. Gishki Chain is not a suitable substitution, but it's the closest thing you have to Manju and or Senju. Isn't it amazing after all this time Manju and Senju have been out, it finally gets limited OCG because there's a deck that abuses the fact that it searches so much? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very interesting game. In the TCG, we don't have this problem. The fact that Nekroz search so much, that is also a weakness. But it is only a weakness when there is a deck that preys on said weakness. You search a whole lot, Nekroz does. It's going to be kind of difficult for the Nekroz player that searches so much. You want to dedicate slots to the deck because it searches so much. That's the strength, but it's also a weakness because those slots that are dedicated to search don't have other things, like preventing my traps from fucking you up. I think it's pretty safe to say that Nekroz, at least in OCG, play Feather Duster and some copies of MST. But because they don't play draw power and the search does not search Feather Duster and MST, it's going to be kind of rare, kind of sort of for you to have it. But at the same time, with all the search thinning your deck out, you are more likely to get to it as opposed to another deck that searches particular cards, not basically the entire monster base. Speaking of which, Shared Ride. Some people would make the comparison that Shared Ride is to searching as Maxi is to special summoning. But here's the difference. With Maxi, that stops something that's optional. With Shared Ride, Nekroz have to search, more than likely than not, to get to their pieces. But their cards by themselves you don't want to have because you do not want to have Clausulus in your hand. You want it in your hand to pitch to search something, but you don't want Clausulus in your hand. It's not really that good by itself. It's just nice that you can pitch it. Rituals done right, having an effect in the hand as well as doing something when it's summoned. But most of the time, you're usually pitching Clausulus or Brio to search Trish or something else. According to the unfamiliar, Trishla is the only play that the deck has, right? And so you would want to have your opponent not have a whole lot of cards for Trishla to be effective, right? Again, Trishla can only activate its effect when there is a card on your opponent's field, a card in the grave, and a card in their hand, which I feel makes the card fair. So is Shared Ride. If you play Shared Ride, your opponent's playing Nekroz. They're going to either stop because they do not want to give you more cards, which effectively makes their Trish worse, or they're going to just give you cards because it's basically how the deck is. It's the power behind the deck, the ability to search the things that you want to search. Shared Ride is amazing against Nekroz. And even if they stop, that's good for you. You're going to want to use your Clausulus, use your Brio that turn, and then next turn you want to use those effects again. They are the most consistent deck I have ever tried, ever seen, played, ever tested. But that very same strength is their weakness. If you want to see how easy Nekroz fold, just main mistake. I'm going to pitch my card to search. I'm going to summon Manju or Senju, play my prep. Yeah, mistake. It doesn't stop them from summoning anything, but it stops them from getting that Examir, Cladamir cycle off the Clausulus. It stops the Brio turning into a Trish. It stops those things. They have to naturally draw the shit. Yeah, good luck with that. The OCG got the neutered, castrated, balls cut off version of it right now, but the deck is still powerful because of the search. When it comes to the TCG, I don't feel like it's going to be that much different, even though this is a bold claim, but because Burning Abyss exists here, I feel like Denko Seka, like in Shadal's here, might be mained in Nekroz just to get over the Fire Lake or get over other stuff. Because, you know, Clay Forts, back row, play Denko Seka. You know, Burning Abyss, Fire Lake, Wind Blast, Emptiness, Nekroz, Denko Seka. And it's also a level 4, so you can use it with Unicore to exceeds into the Valval chain, sending the releaser. It's fun to play with Necros, just to search a whole lot of stuff out, but this, to search this, to fish this, to search this. It ain't fun when people got countermeasures. And that is the thing that people fail to understand. Yes, it is all fine and good in the hood until somebody plays something that shits, literally, defecates, diuretic, fecal matter. Are you going to like Necros then when you're completely fucking countered? When somebody plays Shared Route in your first search, are you going to like the deck then? Are you going to say that the deck is broken? Are you going to say that it's broken when somebody plays Mistake on your first search and you don't have a way to get rid of it? You're just going to be sitting there doing nothing. You are hoping that you play Tour Guide to make a Leviathan Dragon or something. You need to at least do something, nigga. I'm just saying. So on that note, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate that shit. Before you go, I'd like to also ask you to click an advertisement because it is the easiest and the cheapest way to help me out. My smile is so lovely. It takes literally seconds out your day and nobody out your pocket. I don't feel like it's a whole lot to ask. If it was a whole lot, I wouldn't ask you to do it. I'm grateful and appreciative. You find it in your very little time that it takes to do that. I guess it's good that we don't have that elder god bitch that lets us abuse Arclight even more. But I don't think that's going to make much of a difference because Necros, outside of that bitch, are going to be full power when it comes to the TCG. Unless they do some shit like, we're just going to hit everything in the deck that's important. Who's going to like the deck then?